Hey, what's going on? Kyle Wilson here, and we got another original Ecomi and VeVe video. And so in this video, I'm gonna cover maybe one of the biggest videos here on my channel, and we'll be talking about the Veveverse and the VR, the games, everything like that. Anything you can think of that is immersive. I think I cracked the code, guys. So if you're not already subscribed to my channel, you want to go ahead and do that. I'm pumping out VeVe content like crazy, so I'd appreciate that. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and just dive right in. All right, so this was an update from back in May, and essentially it's a Ecomi monthly update, May-21, earlier this year. So I noticed this little snippet right here. It says, there's no digital collectible release as the development team undertake a huge upgrade to our Unity engine. So for you guys that didn't know, they have built a lot of things on Unity and things like that. So the reason why that would be is actually if you click on Universal Rendering Pipeline, it literally shows here in this essentially this introduction tutorial. It literally says VR and games limited. So it says range of platforms. So it says targeting a broad range of platforms, VR and games. So that's very interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. Now, you may be asking, what is Unity? Unity is a leading platform for creative, interactive, real-time content. Build 2D, 3D, and VR games and apps at speed. From artist tools to live ops. Everything you need to bring your vision to life today. All right. Then there's Pixion Games that everybody's been talking about recently. It's one that I think the Gale brought up a few months ago. It's getting brought back up to the surface. You saw me tweet about the founder essentially of Pixion Games, and he said we can't release any details yet. So, anyways, maybe that will be the first game that hits VeVe. All right, but we will continue on. Like I said, why Unity? Why is it this so important? All right. Because Unity is used and adopted by most of these companies that you see right here. We got iOS, Android, Windows, Linux, you have Nintendo, all right? So I know like we all been thinking it might be on one platform or the other, but as you can see, man, with Niantic bringing to Nintendo, maybe their version of the headset, maybe iOS version of the headset, maybe Android like the HTC, and then you have Magic Leap. All right, this one is really important. Magic Leap. Okay, so you can deploy these across, it says 25 plus leading platforms and technologies. So we may be thinking a little bit too much on which headset it could be on or whatever, right? Or this, that, and the other. All right, just forget about all that. This is Unity. It's like literally it could be deployed or possible on any of these platforms. Okay, so that's why Unity is so important, guys. And maybe they want to release a Pokemon game on Niantic, they can do that. All right, maybe they want to release a specific game on iOS and Android and Windows, so everybody can access it from their headsets. Okay, they can do that probably. All right, I may get some of this wrong, guys, but I may get a lot of this right. So this is crazy. All right, Unity. Okay, here is a AMA that I pre-recorded. You can go back and watch it, May 27th, where Rhys says this in the AMA.
Some parts of it into augmented reality or into the real world as well. I don't actually know how that will look or how it will develop, but it would be pretty awesome if you're looking at your house, but your house actually looks like your spot in the Veveverse or something like that.
So there, Rhys says it right there. He doesn't know how it's going to develop, but it'd be cool if you could layer over your house and that's your spot in the Veveverse. Okay, that's one dimension of the Veveverse, guys. That's not. It may look completely different, but I thought that was pretty crazy that he said that. Next thing we'll talk about, and we'll circle back to this Rhys, what he just said in just a second. But let's notate this. All right. A couple people have notated this. I've seen it myself, but we'll bring it up again. Non-Fungible did a video as well on this. So shout out to him once again. Really keeping up to date to that with all this stuff. Very cool. David says, Magic Leap he says, best lockdown gift from the team at Magic Leap and Wetaworkshop. Million thanks to Sir Richard Taylor. All right. That is crazy. Okay, that's cool, right? That's cool. So who is Magic Leap and what is Wetaworkshop and who is Sir Richard Taylor? Okay. We will get to those two things. So keep in mind the layers of the Veveverse. Keep in mind Weta and Magic Leap. Okay. So back with what Rhys was saying, what is an AR cloud? So this is what gets very interesting. Okay, AR cloud is like a term that was coined back then by some guy. I don't want to get too much into that, but it says, according to Henri, you need 3 things to make an AR cloud. A scalable, shareable point cloud that is infinitely scalable and understands the geometry and shapes of the real world. An instant and ubiquitous localizer that works from any angle on multiple devices simultaneously. Real-time user interaction even with remote users. AKA, doesn't that sound like the Veveverse? Doesn't that sound like what Rhys was talking about? Now, let's move on to Magic Leap and Wetaworkshop. What that is, all right? Obviously, Magic Leap is, the hardware behind this, okay? So what I did is I dug up an article of what looks like one of Magic Leap's vision. It says Magic Leap's vision of AR cloud dynamic composed of layers of immersive data and content. Magic Leap's vision of AR cloud dynamic composed of layers of immersive data and content. Look at this picture, guys. Doesn't that look like what Rhys was talking about? Layers over layers. So, and then it talked about you could even be remote. All right, the sky's the limit with that technology. I'm telling you guys right now, that's the sky is the limit. Like, what if you're in a city, you just throw on your headset, whether it's AR or VR, probably AR because you don't want to run into a car wearing a VR headset. But and there's just a stand right there, and you can just push a button, and it calls up an Uber, right? The sky's the limit with that, and there's other applications like VR. You can also remote view from anywhere you're at. So that, like concerts, you look at Fortnite, you look at things like, and use cases that could be very possible. All right, with the pandemic, things like that, things have progressed so fast in AR and VR, and it's only going to continue. Okay, let's continue on. Magic Leap books augmented reality experience with Air New Zealand. Okay. New Zealand, that's where the OG the goats are from. All right, David Yu and Dan Crothers, New Zealand, they're Kiwis, and then you got my man Rhys from the land down under as well. So I thought that was notatable. All right, so Air New Zealand takes Magic Leap into augmented reality. Okay, now this is crazy. They've developed their own game. It looks like so. This is pretty crazy. It says the airline has demoed an augmented reality game created in partnership with hot startup Magic Leap and UK software outfit Framestore. Okay, Framestore. Keep that in mind. Let's see what you guys can dig up on Framestore. All right.
So
Play
the
this
game
video.
that we've developed is called Air New Zealand Fact or Fantasy. It's a great way to showcase both the airline and the destination and get people excited about what there is to do in New Zealand.
Welcome to the most incredible country in the world.
What we wanted to do.
So this is literally cool. It's just an immersive map or game you can play featuring New Zealand. All right. This is designed to essentially have fun with it, but also attract tourists to New Zealand, learn more about New Zealand, right? Pretty crazy, guys. You can I can link this down below. As you can see, there's like whales, there's a map. Kind of looks like a Monopoly like format, like around the board game. So it kind of looks like a board game, right? So that is pretty cool, right? All right, now let's go to Magic Leap. Okay, Magic Leap is so back in 2017 at the New York Comic Con, Andy Lanning and Anthony Williams participated in a panel on the future of comics and new realities. Okay, so Anthony runs Magic Leap Studios, or he did rather, and Andy's work at Marvel and DC as well, but he is known best as the creator of Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, those two partnered up. On stage this evening, Andy and Ant together announced a partnership with Madefire, the creator platform community and maker of motion book format, to build a new mixed reality experience that will be available exclusively on Magic Leap at launch. Okay, fast forward to today, essentially. All right. Well, actually, this was a 2017 article. What is Madefire? All right, let's take a look at what Madefire is. Okay, look at the Oculus right here. I'm sure maybe they were built on Unity as well. I don't know. Injustice? Isn't that on the terms of service on VeVe.com, the VeVe website? Okay, before you get super duper excited, unfortunately, Madefire had shut down. All right, this year actually in April. But that's not to say that somebody couldn't just easily either buy their assets or their business. Okay, but yeah, literally this year that they shut down. Okay, but back to this right here is you can see Magic Leap. You know, Magic Leap was, you know, the ones who basically launched this app on their headset. So that was very cool. Another thing to know is that was at Comic-Con in New York, something that is crazy, right? So something very notable, man, very notable. Now, Anthony Williams, that he worked at Magic Leap. He was the SVP of Magic Leap. He's running a Tau Studio, where they do exceptional illustration, comic art, design, character development, and rich story worlds. So we scroll down, you can clearly see that he worked at Magic Leap, and before that he was a creative director and founder of the Comic Stripper, and then before that freelance illustrator at Marvel Entertainment, before that DC Comics. Okay, that is crazy. All right, that guy's got a super he's got a rap sheet, all right, and a good one. Okay, now we go to Madefire's their old YouTube channel here. Okay, we scroll down, you can actually see some of these things. Look at Injustice right here. Madefire Apple TV trailer. So just showing the app. So anyways, like, yeah, immersive comics, guys. Like, they have the you know, obviously Injustice, but then you have Batman Arkham Asylum, or Origins, multiverse graphic novel. I mean, I guess you have previews of maybe like how to develop on it. I'm not really sure, but they have quite a bit. All right, you can go back there and find it. A lot of this stuff is older, but it's very interesting to see of what this could be, as far if it ever launched on the Veveverse. Okay, Richard Taylor, by the way. So here's another connection. We know that essentially that Magic Leap partnered up with Air New Zealand, so that's kind of a New Zealand connection. But also we have David Yu, also a New Zealand connection, where Magic Leap and Wetaworkshops answered Richard Taylor. That's 3 New Zealand connections, right? Now, Sir Richard Taylor is from New England, but he immigrated as a child to New Zealand. Okay, now, or that's another connection, right there. Okay, that is another connection. is the founder, creator, director, and head of New Zealand film prop and special effects company Wetaworkshop. Okay, what is Wetaworkshop? Wetaworkshop has worked on notable movies like Lord of the Rings. All right, and they also create bigatures, which is a nickname for very large miniature models. Very interesting, right? So they do a lot of work. Okay, special effects, filmography. Okay, as you can see here, you have Thor Ragnarok 2017. That's pretty crazy, right? And a bunch of others. You have Hercules way back then. I mean, you have a ton. Mad Max, The Hobbit, Blade Runner, Power Rangers, a lot, right? So this guy has got a significant rap sheet. Peter Jackson, Taylor, and his company created all the props, costumes, prosthetics, miniatures, and weaponry for Jackson's epic The Lord of the Rings film trilogy. For his work on the 3 films he shared in our winning 4 Academy Awards. This includes 2 of the Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, in makeup and visual effects. You can read all his whole rap sheet on Wikipedia and everything, and Wetaworkshops as well. So, but like I mentioned before, unfortunately, Madefire shut down. So they shut down, unfortunately. So I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. Moving back and circling back around to Unity. This could be pretty crazy. And just to show you guys, the future of AR cloud, 1,000 walled gardens bloom. Okay. So that's what the actual article is titled. So, you know, it talks about, you know, how the Veveverse could be a walled garden, but it could be in a good way, all right? Because you have so many different supported platforms: Nintendo, PS4, iOS, Oculus, PlayStation VR. I mean, the list goes on, right? Steam has developed their own headset, I believe, too. So that may be listed on here somewhere. Guys, this is crazy, okay? This is absolutely crazy. So let me know what you guys think. You guys, like, maybe can disseminate a lot of this information. I literally was so excited to get this video out, though, and, you know, haven't even you know, finished all my research, but I wanted to blast it out there to see what you guys could come up with as well, because this is what I found was super interesting of where we could go, what the Veveverse could look like when we're looking at companies like Madefire, where they have these immersive comics, and then you have games that, like it was featured here in New Zealand, they have this board game where it's immersive. And then, of course, you know, we have all these different platforms like Nintendo that, like I said, Unity is, you know, they keep upgrading their Unity engine. So I don't know, guys, the sky could be the limit here. Sorry to drag this video out too long, but you know what to do if you like the video. You also know what to do if you don't like it. And let me know what you guys think in the comments below about all this. And as always, peace, love, VeVe, and be like an NFT, be authentic, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.